Hi everyone, thank you so much for your support for my channel and for my classes. I'm super excited. I wake up every morning looking forward to our time together, and I'm really happy to be able to share the science and art that I love. And today we're going to be speaking about the first sutra of yoga in the book Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. And this is a very important book. It's the first book here in India that actually documented what had been orally transmitted for many millions of years. And the first sutra is very, very simple. It says, now the discipline of yoga, now. And when I think of this sutra, I actually think of my own life, because I was someone that was never living in the now. I had my lawyer's mind, and I had my studies, and I had my stressful jobs, and I was always looking forward. I was always looking to ultimate success. I was looking to climb the ladder. I was one of those rats in the race. And when I was 33 years old, I started feeling very sad, because I had money, I had a nice car, I had really cool clothes, I had nice friends, I thought. And there was an emptiness in my heart that I could not bear with. At night I was crying, and I was wearing my Gucci, my watch. I remember I had these jewels, and it was not enough. And that's when I came to India. And India showed me in the first trip what it means to be happy. Because I remember I was in Bangalore in the Art of Living ashram, and I was just walking there, just listening to nature and feeling the earth and breathing. It was blissful. So in those moments, I remember I had my first experience of now. And now is the medicine for our modern age. And a lot of people speak about this, a lot of teachers. One of them is Eckhart Tolle, his amazing book, The Power of Now. That was one of the first ones that kind of struck a chord in my mind. And the Yoga Sutras starts with a very simple statement. Now the discipline of yoga. So in those three words, we can understand everything that yoga is, because yoga is the art of living in the present moment without jumping back and forth into the future, into the past. Yoga is the discipline of mind control, of mind stability. It's the art of being in the present moment without anticipating, without expecting, and at the same time without regretting. And it's not easy. It's not easy because all of us as human beings in this school of yoga and life called existence, we make so many mistakes as we learn to relate mostly to ourselves and then to others. And in our relationships we have so much material for this now, because we all hold grudges for someone that hurt us, or we all have pain from the past in our hearts. That's when yoga comes and tells us, you can let everything go now and start over. And that healing of cleaning the slate, of starting over every day in our yoga mats, wherever we are, is a miracle, is magic for all of us, human beings of the 21st century. What happens that we have been living in the state of dukkha. And dukkha is a state of constant suffering. Suffering because we want something and then we get it, and then we realize it's not enough, so we go for something else. And that's how I was going in my own life. I remember at some point in my life I had a BMW and a Mercedes-Benz. And I remember I felt so miserable, and sitting in those cars was actually like a curse. Because those cars could not give me anything for my pain, for my soul. And it was not until I realized that experiencing that and then letting go of all that material noise was exactly what I needed to do. I want to tell you that even though you may be suffering, whatever is suffering there is not in the now. And some teachers call it the pain body. The pain body is all the accumulation of past sufferings, not only in this lifetime, but from past lifetime. And we call them samskaras in yoga. And the practice comes and starts opening those wounds, and these wounds start surfacing. And at some point in practice, it's like unbearable. You know, unless you have a teacher to guide you and protect you energetically as you're opening this huge Pandora box, you just drop it, because it's too much to change the predicament of a mind that is immersed in the dukkha, in the suffering. For that, we need a change in discipline, and the change in discipline, it means that you're going to have to change your lifestyle. You're going to have to realize that buying more clothes it's not enough. I remember I used to have a shoe collection. I don't know, I had like 300 shoes. Now I have like maybe 9 pair of shoes, and I'm so happy to live in this minimalistic state of life instead of accumulating stuff. Also, you know, for us women, we go shopping and then we think we're happy like for one day, and then the next day something else comes out. And even in the spiritual world, we are all surrounded by this spiritual materialism. And, you know, I see it everywhere in the yoga world, $100 pants. And I have to admit, I have some of those, and they did not make me happy. Well, they maybe made me happy for a few weeks. And then there was the next thing and the next thing. And this materialistic approach is not taking us anywhere. It's taking us actually into more dukkha, into more suffering. So yoga, the discipline of the present moment, to calm the mind and realize what is really important in our lives. What is really important? Love. What is really important? Our teacher. What is really important? Our yoga practice. And I think from these 3 elements, we can create a beautiful life wherever we are. So Patanjali was so smart. He could understand how our minds keep jumping back and forth into past and future, and he said, stop. Yoga is now. Be here now, like a beautiful teacher used to say. He just passed, and his energy is all over the world, embracing us all. Be here now. Be who you are. Be grateful for whatever you have. Create from the now. You don't actually need anything. You just need to put yourself out there, to take the risk, to dare to be something new, to renovate yourself, to create yourself, to connect with people, to let go of what's not conducive for your spiritual evolution. So yoga, the discipline of now, and I will be going into more of the Yoga Sutras, these next classes. I'm very happy to be able to teach again here in my little office in India. And even though I may not be physically with you, I am with you. And as my teacher is with me right now, even though he's in the south part of India and I'm here in the cold north, because yoga is a state of mind. It's the state of mind of the now. And what happens in the now is just like a miracle. We become joyful, we become happy, we become alive, vibrant, energetically. We are breathing, we are moving, we are warm. Oh my God, it's just, I'm fully appreciating now the beauty of the now. Why? Because I lost everything in my life. I lost my family, I lost my home, my country, and when all that was stripped away from me, like a huge tsunami that comes, then I had nothing else but the now. And that's when I really got it. We are supremely blessed to be alive, that's all. And those of us who are alive in these moments, in these times of change, we must become agents of this change. We must become the change we want to see in the world. It's as easy as, watching the news or reading the papers. There's so much violence everywhere. There's so much pain in people. This dukkha, this suffering, keeps perpetuating itself because the ambition into the future, because of the regrets and the grudges from the past, What if we stop now, today, and change our perception? And it's not easy for a mind that has grown in the mud of the past or in the mud of the resentment to say, stop the insanity. I want to heal. I want to be fully alive. How can I do that? You take practice, as my teacher says. You come. Because when you finally realize that there's nowhere else to look for healing, I mean, you can take pills, you can put drugs into your body, and it's gonna last for a few hours, maybe a few days, and then you're back into the dukkha, into the suffering. And the only way to come out of that vibration is to wake up to that present moment, to the beauty of who you really are. When you can perceive the beauty of who you really are, you can perceive the beauty in everything. And that's why my teacher said, everything is God. Yes, of course, everything is God. Because once we take away those dark lenses of pain, of dukkha, then sukha comes. And sukha is the art of living in joy, in vibrant energy, in pure love that is our essence. And that's the miracle of yoga. I cannot recommend it enough. So yoga, the discipline of the now, the discipline of freedom, the way to go back to your happiness, true happiness, not a happiness that depends on people, on objects, on situations, on locations. It's a happiness beyond the limitations of the conditioning. It's a happiness that is your true essence, that is who you are. It's the realization of belonging to yourself and at the same time belonging to everyone else and to something bigger that loves us, that holds us. Yoga, the discipline of freedom, the way back to happiness.